What's up? I wanted to say what's up, everyone, like I have been doing. But then for the first time, I realized this isn't for everyone. So I don't know what to say right now because it is not for everyone. Um, it's mainly for myself. But then I figured I'm going to vlog not for everyone because I know not everyone is going to see my value. Not everyone is going to see my worth. So it's definitely not for them. I figured there's only a handful of people who are actually going to see me maybe somewhat close to that, or maybe even put me above, and that will probably be my kids one day. So for the past 10 years, 15, probably even 17 years, um, comes from like a traumatic experience in my life. I told myself I'd always be there for them. So that's why I'm doing these vlogs. Um, and if anybody else out there can like learn and benefit from that, then that's even better. Um, because I know that there's people out there who are not only gonna see me for what I'm worth, but will probably contribute to that. Instead of asking me for something all the time, they might be asking what can they do for me. And I realize like there's a lot of different people out there. That's fine. I don't judge anyone unless it comes to me, right? I will judge someone for their perception, their perspective of me when I know it's flawed. For a long time, I've been saying like I don't judge anyone. I don't judge anyone. But I just now realize, I am human because I do, and I will judge someone for judging me or judge someone for just limiting me, like putting me in a box pretty much. Because those are damn near the fucking same thing. Excuse my language. Shoot. Anyway, I wanted to just do something more real. But I know this, uh, these vlogs, like people talk fast, right? And that's where sometimes people can say I'm rambling when I'm not. I make sure that my throat chakra is open. I'm communicating the way that I need to communicate. That's through my heart. I've worn it on my sleeve all my life. The difference is now I just have some armor. Like it's still there, but I got a suit of armor over it. So I let people close up to a certain point, and then I just realized how much people were taking advantage of me the entire time, and how much they almost will continue to take advantage of me until I just become 100% self-sufficient. That means like everything is mine. Freaking car wash, like grocery store, everything unless it's mine. Somebody out there is gonna be taking it. I mean, that's how I have to think because that's how it's been. But at the end of the day, now, no matter through any of it, I don't know if it's the crystals, I don't know if it's the CBD. It could be a lot. It really could be a lot of things if you excuse some of the junk. I can't show you all of it, but I've got some. I've got a lot of energy around me at all times. And like fortunately, this stuff just amplifies I mean, it also purifies, but like amplifies. So somebody like me, yeah, I had the freaking thing on there, but somebody like me, um, I guess people look at me and just assume some of the complete opposites of who I am. This aquamarine. It's a big, 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 big piece of aquamarine that most people don't even get to see. So, somebody might have had like a fake piece of aquamarine and like a little, um, what are those things called? Those little charm bracelets, the little birthstone bracelets, that are freaking 90% of the time just fake, just plastic. Even the stuff that looks real. And if I wanted to, I could probably make about 5,000. No, 10 to 20,000 of those and make money from that. But to me, that's not what it's there for. That's not what it represents. I'm just looking at how much really am surrounded by. But here's the thing. I use this white simple background because I don't want people to see everything. That's throughout daily life. That's throughout social media. That is throughout just all aspects of life. You come to realize there are some people who you can trust. Some, and I mean like some is an over exaggeration. Um, but even then, like, why share everything? Especially if people around you aren't doing that. I mean, you're trying to help. I understand why you express the way you do, why you open up the way you do. You're trying to help other people. But unfortunately, 95% of those people are not trying to help you. In fact, just every bit of information that you give them aside from hello, bye, they're like basically pitting it against you. Like they're okay. I know this, and that about this person. Like, how can I benefit? What can I gain? And there's some people who just want to do people dirty just because, like, I don't know. I don't know why. But then there's a few people out there who are at the end of the day really trying to help other people. What I've realized is that you cannot help others until you help yourself. Therefore, that's why I'm helping myself to the fullest. I am helping myself to the fullest. I'm not letting somebody borrow like my only car. I'm not letting, someone borrow my second car, right? Because my second car was basically a backup because I've been in the situations where, you go to some shady mechanic, that's your only method of transportation. And rather than them just like thinking that they're gonna overcharge you, like they actually destroy the vehicle. They're no longer in business anymore because I had to destroy that ass. I had to destroy their reputation. And I mean, really just expose them for the frauds that they were. They're out of business. Many people who have done me wrong, especially when in a business environment, are you kidding me? It's a matter of time. It's not if, but when they're going to go out of business. I don't play. Because if they're doing that to me, I mean, look at how intimidating. I mean, you can't really see how intimidating I can be. But imagine who they're doing who have no idea. They don't have any clue, any background, any knowledge in mechanics. And they're just going out there just trusting for whatever reason. And I'm using this as pretty much like a metaphor because it's not just that one industry, it's not just that one field. I mean, at this point, you have to assume if you've seen it in three, four, five, and I'm talking 20, 50, 100 different industries, you start to realize there's a pattern that you're not crazy. It's just there's a pattern. There's a freaking very massive amount of people out there who are just not in it for the long haul. Like it's like they're just rage quitting through life. They're not in it for others. They're not in it for, I mean, just like the earth, right? Nature. They're just. Somebody told me recently because I was always selfless. I really was. I would give people the freaking shirt off my back. I would give people stuff that I didn't even have. Stuff that I could get for myself, but I went and did it for them to like bring them up, hoping that they kind of bring me along too, because I really could have just did it for myself, but yeah, it's a very dumb mistake. I Somebody else told me, and I'll circle back. Somebody else told me that I needed to be more selfish. That blew my mind, especially the person who that was and how close they are. I didn't understand like at that time, but it's been what, like 2, 3 years, so it's really starting to set in. Um, and then I just kind of became like maybe not thrilled because it just didn't feel right. Like, man, yeah, it's better for me. I'm excelling in life, being more selfish. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I'm just putting myself first. Like I'm just out there doing. I'm working for myself 3 and 4 days straight. Like I don't have time to go hang out with people. I don't have time to go spend $300 at the club. I have time to make $1,000 during that same amount of time. So, um, I just realized like there's people out there who are gonna surround you, but at the end of the day, they're bringing you down, and you're not even staying afloat necessarily with them. A lot of that is being young, but I cannot emphasize that like being selfish is just not wrong. Like now I feel so much better. My anxiety is pretty much gone. My depression is pretty much gone because somebody else very close to me let me know that I forgot what he asked me. I forgot what exactly what he said, but it was very clear that I am not selfish. There are people out there who will, in desperate times or desperate measures, do things that would kind of define, maybe even seal their fate. I would never, like, so it became very clear that even though I may say I'm being selfish, I'm really not. I'm really not. But what I like about it is that it's kind of pulling people out. It's pulling out like very deep weeds from your life. And by weeds, I mean like these are plants. Like some weeds are very beautiful. They don't look bad, but in terms of the health of your overall lawn, your overall asset, they're detrimental. So recognizing them, and like removing them, right? You can remove stuff from your life, especially if it's not like contributing, and if especially if it's not necessarily not contributing, but it's actually bringing you down, right? You can set standards, you can set guidelines, you can set deadlines, and that doesn't make you any less of a person. That doesn't make you, any less of a friend. It really doesn't. Because unless that friend was just, I mean, you would have had to have just been like sleeping on their couch for about 10 years and them working two jobs to support you. Then we start to see like, okay, like what's selfish? Because the friend or somebody close to you, they could have sacrificed a lot for that person, right? They could have sacrificed a lot, but now what is that person doing? Are they just, sitting on a couch, like watching TV? Um, what are they doing? You know, and to me, that's where the weight of friendships, the weight of things like start to really become clear to me. Because at one point in life, I just thought everybody was my friend, unfortunately. And I don't mean just like as a kid, like, oh, like very far, far into my life. I mean, and I've seen some bad things. Like I've seen some very bad things. Um, but I don't know. I just felt like if they were around and there was like something similar between us, like especially black, because I've been around black, but then I've also been in areas that are just completely white, and like I am the anomaly. Um, in situations where like I was being called the the N word, um, before even like knowing necessarily what that meant. So yeah, I mean the world is a freaking terrible place. It can have great parts, very beautiful parts, but in terms of like the journey and the struggle, people wonder like why I had so much anxiety. Not even necessarily knowing my background and what I've been through and what I've seen, but the level of it was too much. But now I just know at the end of the day, no matter what, God, like the universe, just it's not even a God that you can define. Not me, because I am not that high of a dimensional being. But what I do know is that my understanding is a lot greater. It's a lot greater than people's. Like this frequency, this energy that I spend a lot of time trying to attune with and reach. Like being told that you can't be perfect growing up. I don't know. People say that it's just a great exercise of character. Right? It builds character. Maybe if it's a normal kid, right? I never knew necessarily what a normal kid was. And I might not, I probably won't ever know what a normal, because I know my kids are going to be like special with abilities, you know, because I had gifts. I had gifts. We all do. We all have tremendous gifts, capabilities, and people, they put you in a box. They're limiting, you know, they're they're limiting their perspective on how great you can actually be, which is just like to some people that's normal. And I let people show me who they are, you know. I used to think people could just be infinitely great. But then I realized, okay, some of those infinitely great people are trying to get, you know, some bad things. do some bad things. There are definitely people out there who have like pure hearts and stuff. Um, but it's like they're so far apart. We're not surrounded by that anymore. You know, that's just because the world has become a cancerous place because of humanity, mankind. And I just realized maybe I am crazy because I'm on the minority side of that, even with realizing how much like my actual race, because fucking, excuse my language, being African American for one is a minority, but in addition to that, also being like native and also being Irish makes me even more. So, but you know, with that, I have a lot of spirituality within me, and I see how much, how much my actual race, which is human, or whatever scientific terms they want to call it these days, um, or maybe I'm not even human. Maybe I'm an alien. Who knows? But like, just being able to see how much we're plaguing the earth, you know, like however stuff is happening around us, um, we need to stop damaging this planet if it's not already beyond damaged. I mean, people are so, oh, they want Tesla so bad. I'm like, are you serious? Like this, they're using this to fund the daggone spaceships and stuff to Mars. Like y'all don't realize that. Um, all of the top companies and the top billionaires are focused on, okay, if something happens, we can get to the moon, right? And then so if those people get to the moon, they won't be able to survive as long as people on Mars, but they can at least, that can be a pit stop, right? Um, but at the same time, like those are the ones who were causing like the most destruction um, to our environment. So you know, it's catch 22. Like I won't say like like Tesla because they're doing more electronic. Um, I can't say that they are damaging necessarily. I mean, in some ways I could. In some ways we all could. But I don't know. I see Teslas everywhere now. I thought there would be like an oversaturation of them. But then again, like maybe it's not. Maybe they're not. I know one thing though, it's got to be self-driving. Anyways, at this point, any further, I probably will start to just ramble some nothings. And this is already double like the amount of time that I needed for like YouTube, their length for getting them like them. Man, I don't care about that stuff. I don't. But if you liked it, give it a like. Maybe somebody else out there who liked it can see it as well. I have a lot more stuff to say. A few videos I talked about me missing my new Mercedes. Like I just got a new Mercedes. I was missing the keys to that, and so we found it though. We found it. I've lost my wallet twice, but we found it. I don't know. When you just start getting excess, Maserati, that's my favorite. Well, one of my favorites. Two Range Rovers. Yeah, I mean, I have more cars. that are all mine. But I'm not going to tell you about that right now.